Today I have hands-on with one of the best new Seiko releases. This is the SPB513. It's one of their new Prospex speed timers, and I absolutely fell in love with this watch when I first saw it released. I like the Datsun version, but the 513 I think is the one to go with. I have one hands-on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at an amazing Seiko, the SPB513. So I think this is going to be the Seiko that gets me back into Seiko. When this watch came out, I was very excited about it. They came out with a limited edition that they did in collaboration with Datsun. I actually did not like that one as much as I like this one. I owned a Datsun, a 280Z that I painted with Dodge Viper paint. If I have a picture of that car, I will throw up a picture of that car. Awesome car. I love Datsun, but this is the colorway for me. I love this sort of champagne silver dial. Everything about this watch is everything that I love about Seiko. There are flaws with this watch, and I'll go through all of the details and the flaws. The sizing on here is perfect. The specs are really good as well. It gets a 38 millimeter case, so I measured 38.2 millimeters, under 12 millimeters thick at 11.8 millimeters, and you're getting a lug-to-lug of under 44 millimeters. That is including the bracelet. The bracelet is a multi-link bracelet that feels very solid. The watch in general feels very solid. You're getting a slightly domed sapphire crystal, very large crown on here, and it is not screwed in, but you are getting 200 meters of water resistance. This is a dual crown setup, so you have the crown at the 3 o'clock that controls the time. Obviously, you also have a date right there, which is probably my first point of contention with this watch, because you guys know I don't really love a date and I don't really need it. And the position of this date is a little bit awkward in my opinion, but it is kind of small. When you go to see it, it's there. When you don't want to see it, it kind of disappears into the dial a little bit. I like that. And then you have the crown at the 4 o'clock position that operates the inner rotating bezel. You do get 200 meters of water resistance in this watch. Like I was saying, this is bi-directional and it is really smooth, very nicely made. I love the colors that they've used. They've used a brushed dial on here, so it's vertically brushed. You have applied indices, and then there is sort of a checkered flag minute track. There is an orange accent on the seconds hand. You have stick hands for the hours and minutes. Those are filled with Lume. Obviously, Seiko uses Lume. That is their proprietary form of Lume. And then there is an orange accent in that bezel, as you can see right there. Like when I move it around, it's just this 15 minutes right there. So this is a 60-minute bezel, and like I said, it is bi-directional. You have a polished bezel. Everything else is basically a combination of polishing and brushing. So when you turn it on its side, classic Seiko here, you have a very large line of polish on the top of the case. On the bottom of the case, you don't have anything, but there is a very nice edge there. It's not sharp at all. Very solid linked bracelet. The center links, these two little links, are polished, and then you have polishing along the side. The other point of contention that I have with this design is, of course, the clasp. The clasp on here is nice. It works really well. It's small. It's signed with the Seiko name. There isn't a lot of micro adjust, just 2 positions. With that being said, obviously you're going to get a pretty good fit with those 2 positions. I wish there was more micro adjust built into the clasp, but I really wish that they would finally come out with on-the-fly micro adjust for this watch. But there you go. You have a solid case back on this watch, and it just says Seiko. It is a very typical Seiko case back, and you are getting that 200 meters of water resistance, so really cannot go wrong with that. Inside is the 6R55, 72 hours of power reserve. Really a very good workhorse movement that they've been using in a lot of their mid-range watches recently. On my wrist today is a watch that no one has ever seen. In fact, I am the only person who has this watch, because it is a prototype for a watch that I am making in collaboration with Wicked Watch Company. This is grade 5 titanium, a meteorite dial. You have the watermark logo down at the bottom of the dial. That is in Lume, and there is all cast Lume on the dial as well. The bezel is lumed. We have a custom made grade 5 titanium clasp on here. This is a very cool watch, and I am very excited about this. This will be dropping hopefully soon. So this is a prototype, a working prototype that is basically 99.9% there. And there is the speed timer SPB513 on my 7.5-inch wrist. It is awesome. I love this watch, and I really do mean it when I say that I will be buying this watch because I want to have this Seiko in my collection. I've been eyeing it for a while and I will pull the trigger. I love the combination of the orange on the dial and that champagne silver dial that this has, with the gray accent, so that bezel is sort of in a gray color, and then you have the stainless steel. It just looks good. I think it's the perfect colorway, in my opinion, out of the 3 that they came out with. And I just love the look of this case and bracelet together. Works for me. I really like it. This is a 38mm watch, so it is on the smaller side, but I think it wears really nicely. Plus you have those 2 crowns that does add a little bit of width to it, so I don't think it wears small at all. And then you have around a 44mm lug to lug. So if you have a small wrist, this is going to work really well for even a small wrist. Very short lug to lug, very compact, and it's under 12mm thick, so it's not a thick watch. It's very comfortable and really good looking. Well, there you go. Lume Bright is really good. It works, it's bright, and it lasts. Wherever it's applied, it's usually liberally applied. So everywhere that it's applied on this dial, it is liberally applied. I wish there was Lume on the seconds hand. You guys know how I feel about that. But I think that the pip, that little triangle in the bezel that gives you orientation in the dark, very liberally applied with Lume, very, very bright. I like the look of this watch. I like the price on this watch, $995. Now, I know some people in the comments are going to say, hey, that's really expensive. It's a Seiko. I agree with you. Seikos are somewhat overpriced, but this one is a really good looking watch. In hand, feels really nice. I can't explain it. I think is actually priced right. This feels like $1,000 watch, and I think they got it right. I think they got all of the details right on this. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon, add a comment down below, and tell me what you think of this watch. That's really it, guys. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in the next video.